All right. What's going on, man?
I'm pretty pumped to talk about these films tonight. I've been
Dude,
eagerly.
this is an awesome slate of films.
Yes.
Well, everyone, out there, if you guys are still coming in, thank you for coming in and hanging out with us tonight. It's going to be a fun night. 1983 horror. Um, how do you think 1983 is in terms of horror before we, get started and everything?
It was definitely hard to narrow this down to the select films that we ended up picking, but I feel like that these were a good showcase of I feel like a very diverse slate of films to talk about
Mhm.
from this year, and I feel like it's what I would consider some of the essentials that we could
Yeah.
talk about in 1983.
Yeah. And so before we bring on our special guest here tonight, we are missing someone. Chris, unfortunately, wasn't able to make it tonight. He had some stuff come up. I don't know. It sounds like he might be, it's like kind of up in the air if he can make it or not. Is that what you're saying, Steve?
Oh, we were joking. We were saying that
Oh,
he was
I
on
see.
call.
Man, well, I mean, the on call joke I get, but I got my hopes up. All right. Well, I guess he's not going to be here tonight, unfortunately, but that's okay. We're still going to rock and roll. And, but anyways, yeah, we have an awesome, legendary guest with us today. Awesome dude. Love his channel. I know, Steve,
Oh yeah,
you're very fond of him.
huge fan.
Uh, but anyways, we've got Pizowell is in the house tonight.
Wait a minute. You said Chris isn't going to be here? You promised me that Chris was going to be. I'm out.
Look, you already let down
Hi.
Piz. He's pissed.
See, I told you, I tried to tell Chris, you don't show up, you're gonna piss off Piz. And see, he's
All right.
okay. Never mind.
Out of respect for Steven, I'll stay. But
God
Chris,
God forgives, Piz doesn't.
punctuality, Chris. Look it up.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, he's pissed.
He's a booklet guy. Get him a dictionary.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, ruthless.
Just Google it like the rest of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
Oh
god.
man. Well,
Guys are
Piz,
wild.
thank you for so much for coming on, man. I really do appreciate it. It's an honor having you here. The a wealth of knowledge we have here, which I'm really happy and excited about. So
Well, thank you for the invite. I appreciate it. It'll be a fun time. A lot of fun movies to talk about, and
mhm.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Real quick, we just have some people in the chat real quick. Happy Friday, everyone. What's up, dude? Happy Friday to
What's
you.
happening, man?
And a staple here all the time.
Hey, Alexander, how you doing?
What's going on? So without further ado, let's just go ahead and kick it off. Let's go ahead and get started. So 1983, there was a lot of films, a lot of great horror films. We were trying to do our best and not do sequels. Because I really wanted to do, there's a couple out there that I really wanted to cover, but we tried to challenge ourselves a little bit and focus on newer titles. There is one that I felt like it's far enough away from the original that it almost can be in its own little camp, I think, which would
I
fit
would agree.
perfectly for this. But the first one came out in where are we at? February 4th. This is an amazing David Cronenberg film, and that's going to be Videodrome. Uh, Videodrome is such a dense movie. It's crazy. I was watching this not too long ago. It had been a long time. I revisited it. And it was kind of one of those, I had to rewind it a couple of times. Like, okay, because I felt like if you miss something, it's gonna throw the whole movie off.
Hmm.
I mean, Cronenberg, he's got a lot to say in this movie, I feel like. I don't know. What were your guys' first? Do you guys remember seeing it for the first time at all?
I do remember renting it for the first time. um, I mean, many years ago from the video store when I first kind of discovered David Cronenberg, and it wasn't my first Cronenberg movie, so I'd kind of been, I kind of knew a little bit as far as what to expect. But even then, I mean, once you see a vagina open up on James Wood's stomach, you're just like, okay.
Anything
I
goes.
wasn't that wasn't in my bingo cards for tonight. But I think, I rewatched it, as a matter of fact, for the first time in a few years just the other night,
Oof.
and, yeah, it was way ahead of its time, I think.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
A lot of the stuff that Cronenberg was talking about in here is happening now, um, and, well, I mean, it's happened it was happening then, it's happened since, but I feel like it's really happening, uh
Like in the present.
yeah,
for sure.
and, there was a line in it that really hit me hard where I don't remember, was it I think it was Blondie who said it, or maybe it was, Doctor Oblivion. He
Mm,
said, "In the future, we'll all go by basically a handle, an online handle, a Videodrome handle." And I was like, "Holy crap, he's right!" Like,
yeah.
Here we are.
yeah, I was like, Yeah." So, but there was, I mean, it's a brilliant film, just if you take it just on face value. I mean, it's the imagery and the body horror and all that is just really, evocative and mind-blowing, but then you read into it a little deeper, the themes of voyeurism and the themes of, you know, sex and violence. That's what really sells. That's what we really want, right? I mean,
Hmm.
Hmm.
um, and it all gets in your head and it, mashes up in there and it creates this, you know, almost like a whole other reality in your head, kind of. And, yeah, so I was really, this last time I watched it, it kinda hit me harder than any other time I've seen it, and I've seen it, many times, but
Hmm.
way ahead of its time is I think I think Cronenberg was with a lot of his movies, honestly, and, yeah, I mean, it's just a brilliant film.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think also it touches on the whole, evolution is inevitable. It's
Hmm.
gonna happen, I don't know, Steven, what do you think?
I mean, Videodrome was a movie that I got into right around the time I was first discovering like the Brood scanners, roughly in that time frame. And I just remember I could not get enough of it. And this one is no exception. I go back and forth with this being one of my favorite Cronenberg films just because of like how bleak it is,
Hmm.
and the body horror is dialed up to 10. The symbolism, the underlying messages in this movie, I mean, you could watch it countless times and there's still details that you're picking up each and every time. I think that there's just something so long lasting about
Hmm.
Videodrome and the messages that it's trying to convey. And Cronenberg, this is where I feel like he was firing on all cylinders, between this and I'd probably say The Fly, um, some of his masterpieces. But I love this movie. This is probably the one that I go back to most.
Mhm.
Yeah, for me, it was so my first Cronenberg was I ever saw was The Brood.
Okay.
That was the first one, and I feel like for Cronenberg, that's somewhat tame up until, the big reveal at the end.
Mhm.
And then next one I watched was Scanners. But then after that, it was this video drum, and I felt like it was almost as I was in the shallow end, and I just took a straight deep dive into the
Yeah.
deep end as in with Cronenberg, right? Yeah, this film, it's like we've talked about, and I know Piz, dove into it a lot. He's got a lot to say, and it's funny on the Arrow 4K. I don't know if it's on the Criterion release, but there's an archival interview that has David Cronenberg. Um, it's got John Landis, and it's got who else was it?
John Carpenter.
Mm.
John Carpenter. It was
Oof.
them three. This has an interview, and if you haven't watched that, you really should. It's funny to see John Landis, John Carpenter. They're kind of John Carpenter's John Carpenter, right? He's very he don't care what anybody thinks, but
Curmudgeon.
he's gonna tell you how it is. John Landis, he just wants to crack jokes all the time. And then you have David Cronenberg, who's like, he's on a whole nother consciousness. Like, if I feel like that's him 24/7. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And it really shows, especially I think in this movie, even to the gun just becoming part of him. Just these different pieces just become who he is at his core.
And,
I
and
loved the movie.
it like shoots tumors at people. Like it shoots,
Mhm.
and then like the
Yeah.
tumors grow out of that dude. You know,
Yeah.
great stuff.
I feel like this film's aged really well with the effects, just the cinematography. Just I don't know. This is a movie I just absolutely adore.
One thing I did notice with this is they're all about Betamax in this movie. You guys notice
Yeah.
that?
Well,
All
see,
Betamax.
I kind of looked at it too, like because it's almost like you know a little bit of the movie is kind of like the war, the VHS Betamax war as well. Like there's a little bit of
Mhm,
that in there too. I think kind of.
mhm.
Um, so, but you mentioned that interview. That's a really great interview too. And Mick Garris is the interviewer,
Yes.
and there's so many points during that interview because again, Carpenter's just so laid back, and he's just and like
Yeah.
he'll look over at Cronenberg, and Cronenberg will be delivering this, well, it's symbolic of the era, and like Cronenberg's just going, "Oh, what a pretentious prick." Then he
Yeah.
looks over at then
Yeah,
he
no,
looks
it is
over
like that.
then he looks over at Landis, and Landis is kind of bombastic. He's like, "Well, they're the and he's probably thinking like, what a freaking goober, It's like, get me out of here. So it's a great interview.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. It's very interesting too, and I know this is kind of it's connected to video drums. He talks about, they were talking about censorship in that interview. I thought it
Mm.
was
Mhm.
very fascinating because you had John Landis, and of course Carpenter was really talking about the censorship of their films. The whole do we rate it PG or R? Is it going to go to X? No, we don't feel like it's quite R, but it's definitely not PG. It was that whole time before PG-13. And then Cronenberg just comes and is like, okay, shut up. You guys don't know censorship. Sit down. Let me just tell you how it is. And it's wild to me that it's just a completely different world that
Oh
he's
yeah.
living in at the time.
Mhm. The the Canadian censors would take your movie and cut it for you. They didn't give you the MPAA
Mhm.
tells you what to cut. The Canadian board cut it for you.
That's crazy.
So they handed you back your movie, now it's fit for public consumption. And they would give you the parts that they cut out, but then tell you, "You put that back in there and screen it. That's 2 years in prison."
Yeah.
So 2
Insane.
It's
years in prison
it,
for censorship.
it's almost they're enticing you to do it. Like I dare you to do it.
I dare you to
But
exactly, I dare
you
you
know
to
what I
do it.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
really puts it into perspective. Like, we always hear, the horror stories about the MPAA and how much people hated the MPAA,
Mm.
but they weren't facing 2 years in prison. You know what I
No.
mean? They
No.
weren't handing their movie over to somebody, and then they handed it back to them. "We cut it for you. We
Yeah.
determined what is safe for public consumption and what's not."
Mhm.
So, that's hardcore censorship.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's from Canada. I thought those people up there were, like, really laid back and nice.
No, not at all.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Damn.
What do you guys think is what is he trying to say in your opinion? Because I kind of had a hard time with this personally. Just grasping is the whole long live the new flesh. Okay, what is the new flesh? Is the new flesh us post everything that's going on in the movie? I mean, what is that to you? The new flesh that he talks about.
I mean,
It's
I think we might be living in the era of the new Flash because everything is digital.
mhm.
There's us in the flesh,
Hmm.
and then there's the digital flesh that, like, the people who are watching this, they're seeing the digital flesh of us. That's the new
Hmm.
flesh. That's what we're watching on TV, what we're streaming
Yeah.
here, what we're
Hmm.
watching on our phones. And again, and that's the different, our new names, right?
Right.
The
So,
handles.
the new
The
names,
handles.
the new flesh splashed across your screen in gorgeous 1080p.
It's so creepy too.
Yeah, well, I mean, that just it echoes that when he goes to see, I forget the guy's name. You had mentioned his name. I want to meet him, and he's been dead for how many years, and
Yeah.
it was all just he was digitized essentially,
Dr.
right?
Oblivion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Brian Oblivion, and he's like, this is what he goes. That is not my name. In the future, we will all go by different names.
Well, it's
Man.
I just feel like it's a lot of it has to do with like the evolution. I mean, kind of what they're predicting is essentially through technology, right? So
Mhm,
where flesh and I would say technology essentially become one. But Piz is right. I feel like a lot of that, I
Mhm.
mean, we're seeing that now. I think we're more interconnected with technology and social media and streaming more than we ever have been. And I feel like that there's an over
Mhm.
reliance. It didn't used to be like this. I mean,
For
especially
sure.
when this movie was being made, and it's kind of a self fulfilling prophecy, I guess, with the film.
mhm, mhm.
Mhm. I could see that. I'd be curious to see what Cronenberg's take on now that AI is really coming into, existence. And, you could even say that's even the next step after this whole new flesh, us, being this is all everything's online, everything's digitized. Well, now there's something coming out that's not even there's nothing connected to reality,
Hmm.
right? It's very interesting.
It's
I
collecting
think I, th-
data.
I think that needs to be Cronenberg's next film
Dealing with
is
AI.
dealing with AI and what the future of AI is going to be.
No.
Whoever we'll all just have like LAN cables growing out of our
Oh,
flesh. You know what I
oh.
mean? Like instead of like a vagina in your stomach, it'll just be like a Wi-Fi box that's stuck out.
Oh man. Yeah, wow.
Is that a
And
future you want, Jordan?
no, of course, it's a future I want to see in a movie, but that's about as
Yeah.
far as I'm going to go.
Uh,
So, Cronenberg, if you happen to be watching this, there's your idea for your next movie. Just make sure to put us as give us some producer credits, and that's about all
please.
I
Mhm.
all I ask for.
Yeah, I want vagina on my stomach though. However that has to happen, right on my stomach. But instead of pulling out a gun, I want to pull out like a taco or something, and just eat it.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Isn't that's it's just kind of tongue in cheek there? I like that.
Formidable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go. Man, yeah, Videodrome. Anything else you guys want to touch on Videodrome? I feel like with Videodrome, you can make a whole long, live stream just on Videodrome breaking it down. But
I have to add the Howard Shore score is excellent. And
Mhm.
I was going back and I was looking into cinematographer Mark Irwin, and he's been on a lot of Cronenberg's previous films, as well as he also was on Fright Night Part 2, RoboCop 2, New Nightmares, Scream. So it's kind of pretty impressive, some of the talent that's behind the scenes that, obviously Cronenberg gets a lot of credit, but I don't think you would have this body horror masterpiece without some of these other moving
Mhm.
parts in place.
And don't forget Rick Baker did
Yep,
those
that's right.
effects.
That's right.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Good call.
Would you guys consider this film more of I was just saying science fiction or a horror film? If you had to like, what camp is this movie in?
Ooh.
hmm, I think I think all you have to say about it is it's Cronenberg, and people go, "Oh, okay, I know, okay,
It's its own thing.
its own thing." Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Just say,
that's good.
What's Videodrome about?" "Ah, it's Cronenberg." "Oh, okay, I get it." You hear the name and you just envision icky stuff.
A vagina in the stomach.
There you go. There you go.
Wow. I didn't realize that all those that who was it that worked on you say Fright Night 2 and all that stuff. I didn't
Oh,
realize
from
that
Mark Irwin?
yeah,
Yeah.
didn't realize he did all of that as well. That's really cool.
Where would you guys rank this as far as out of Cronenberg's films? I
Hmm.
think this is like
I
top
mean,
3 for me personally, but
it would land in my top 5 for sure.
I think I'm with Biz. There's just some great Cronenberg films out there. Um,
I don't know how that top 5 would look, but it would be somewhere in the top 5. It'd be a very difficult top 5 to rank, but it
Oh
would
yeah.
be in there
Mhm.
somewhere.
What else do you guys put up there? If you don't mind me asking, putting you guys to the
Mm.
test.
I would put I would put A History of Violence up there. I like that. I
Oh,
know it's not.
okay.
I know it's not.
Oh.
I know it's not body horror, but I liked that movie a lot.
Mhm.
I would put Crash in there too. I
Oh,
love
Crash is
Crash.
so good.
Yep, it's got to go up there.
Yeah, nobody really ever talks about that movie. And again, well, it's kind of it's body horror, but
Ero-
not quite on Videodrome levels. But
Mhm.
definitely, there's
Part erotic
Um,
thriller.
Yeah.
mhm. Um, Videodrome would be, of course, in there as well. Um, I mean, The Fly would have to make the list somewhere also. It's so difficult. I mean, there's I can't I don't think he's done a bad movie. The Dead Zone, I love the freaking Dead Zone, and that's one that gets overlooked in his, catalog
Filmography.
too. Yeah, because it's just like it's not body horror, you know?
Mhm.
But such a great, great movie. And, like, Cronenberg was like we need somebody to play John Smith, just the average, ordinary American guy. And Cronenberg went, "Christopher Walken, get him on the phone." You know what I mean? He made Christopher Walken into that character, and Christopher Walken nailed it. But, like, who else
Mhm.
would have thought normal, John Smith, Walken? Like, nobody else would have come up with that, but Cronenberg. Nobody else would have
Yeah.
went with him.
That movie's crazy.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. For me, it's The Fly. I think is my favorite. I think that movie. It's just. I think it's incredible just to see the transformation, literally, but also figuratively, of the main character, of what he goes through in the film, and kind of the very bleak ending realization of he knows what he did and he
Mhm.
knows what has to happen. It's pretty crazy. The Brood, for me, I've always loved The Brood. Um, I forget the actor who played the psychiatrist, but what a phenomenal actor that
Oh,
guy.
um,
Um, I
is it
can't think of
Oliver
it.
Reed?
Oliver Reed. It's funny hearing stories about him being drunk 24/7 on sets, but he can just switch it like that for the right when they start rolling. Um, History of Violence, I think, is phenomenal. History of
Mhm,
Violence is another one. It's a different Cronenberg take, like you said, but it's still
mhm.
so good. Viggo Mortensen is incredible in that movie.
I really liked, The Shrouds too.
I
I
still
really
gotta
liked
see
that one a
that.
lot.
I haven't seen that one.
I really liked it. Um, little body horror in there, but also I mean, like, it's Cronenberg, like, that
Mhm.
the actor even looks like Cronenberg, dresses like Cronenberg, is mourning the loss of his wife, which Cronenberg had lost his wife not
Terrible.
long before then.
Mhm.
Um, I really liked it. It was the first movie in a long time that it made me anxious 'cause I didn't quite know what was gonna happen next, and very few movies have that effect
Mhm.
on me. So, I really got into the Shrouds.
Man, I'll have to check
Cro-
that out.
Cronenberg, in some of his films that I've noticed, really tends to wear his heart on his sleeve. If you've noticed, and I didn't know about the Shrouds. I had no clue what the story was, and so that makes sense. And you got like his story. I keep bringing up the Brood. He was going through just got his child back while his wife went off and joined a cult and escaped Canada, went to California, and he had to go
Crazy.
get his child back. I think that's incredible. Have you guys seen his son's film, Antiviral, Brandon Cronenberg's film?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
big
liked it.
fan.
I
Mhm.
liked it a lot.
It's very, very substance.
Mhm.
I like Possessor.
Well, Possessor, yeah, that was it. I
Oh,
liked
Oh,
it too.
that was another one he did. Yeah,
I saw
I
that at
liked
the
it
forgot
too.
about that one.
drive-in. That was incredible.
The apple don't fall far from the tree there.
No.
Like, but, in a very, very good way, so.
Did you guys see Infinity Pool? Did you guys like that?
I did. I wasn't a huge fan of Infinity Pool, though.
Yeah. I don't think it hit the same way as Possessor did.
No, definitely. It didn't hit the same way as Possessor or Antiviral, I thought.
Nice. All right. Well, I think we'll put a pin in Videodrome. Um, ranking it. Well, we can do the rankings later. I just thought of a little segment we should do, but we'll do that later. Next, guys, the next one. This one came out April 22nd of 83, and this one seemed to kind of it's having new life because of one one boutique label that I had never heard of the film personally until Synapse put it out, but that is Deadly Spawn. And that was my first time seeing it, was that 4K from Synapse, and that it's a rough movie. It's
It
a
is.
rough one. But it's a one of those movies. I think when I saw it, and I've seen it twice now, you just kind of got to turn your brain off and not make a lot of sense. Oh, where'd he go? Okay, we lost Steven.
I think Videodrome got him.
He is now in the new flesh.
He is now in the new flesh. Yes.
There he is.
I
But
don't know what
anyways,
happened.
well, did you hear what we said happened to you, right?
Dr. Oblivion got me.
Yeah, well, pretty much that's what we said. But Deadly Spawn, yeah, when I watched, because the first time I gotta be honest, I watched it like right before I was going to bed, and something possessed me. I was like, let's put this movie on now, and I fell asleep, and I woke up when the creature is chasing the older brother and his nerdy friends around.
Oh
That's
yeah.
when I woke up. So I miss, I woke up a little bit during the vegetarian tea party. No, the movie, it's kind of doesn't make a lot of sense what the characters do. Like you could really pick this movie apart very easily. Laughable at times, but to me, I think one of the standout things about this movie is it's the very, very low budget, but the creature effects, I just love that practical effects of, like, I've never seen so many teeth in a movie before in my life. So, but anyways, what'd you guys think of this movie?
It's
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. I felt like with Synapse giving it the deluxe treatment, felt like this is like the best way possible to spotlight a film like this, because it's definitely more obscure, B horror, campy, low budget. I think if you didn't have a label like that, I don't know if it would get as much recognition. I mean, I'd always heard about it, but even with the release that we got, I mean, I think it's a little bit rougher. It's not pristine looking, but I can appreciate the effort, and it's campy but fun. I would say it's a fun watch.
Yeah, I think it almost helps the film looking as it doesn't look very cleaned up at all. It looks still very raw. But with that kind of movie, would you want to see it very pristine? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I think it just fits the aesthetic of the film.
Yeah. I think it's an awful movie.
Okay, fair.
You heard it here first, guys.
But it has some great creature effects in it.
Absolutely.
The deadly spawn, the big thing, like it looks like clearly that's where the money went. And even like when the little baby spawn are like swimming around in the basement, like that looks really cool. Some of the gore, like there's a really good severed head that looks
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
really good. Like I don't know who did the effects for it, but that's where the money went. Like the guy knew this is nobody's watching this movie for the story. They want to see the creature. So the creature looks great. There's a really cool scene in it where the boy is in the basement and the hand hits him on the shoulder and he turns around, but it's the arm inside the creature's mouth as it's eating it. That's a really cool scene. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's kind of boring. I can totally understand you falling asleep on it.
Yeah.
But the creature looks great, and the creature design, the creature effects, it's constantly drooling. The little babies look great. When we get blood and gore, it looks surprisingly good for what was clearly a very low budget movie. So I get the sort of cult following for it because it's very it's got that kind of regional feel about it too. It's very low budget. It's rough,
Hmm.
but the creature is really cool. It's just not one I watch very often. I did not get that 4K. I've got the old Synapse DVD of it.
Hmm.
So, and I'm good with that. That's all I need for Deadly Spawn. Um, but
I,
yeah,
I'd agree
creature
on the
effects are great.
the creature design. I think that's where it shines. The
Mhm,
effects, I think, far eclipse the maybe a little bit of the story lacking. Um, but I think the effects are incredible for such a low budget movie. I think that that's where you
Hmm.
really have to give like an accomplishment for this film.
Yeah.
It's a fun watch for sure.
It's no serious movie whatsoever. I was finding myself, this is ridiculous what's going on right now. Just like when all the old ladies are, sharing their vegetarian food, and then the little worm slug things come out and start getting. But I had to rewind it a couple times. I was cracking up so hard. There's a scene, if you guys remember, the older brother, his two friends come over to visit, and they're gonna be one. The dialogue's awful. Just the way they talk, like they'll be talking about something. What's your hypothesis? Like no one talks like that. No
yeah.
one talks like that. They very scientific, and it's almost that whoever wrote it was like, I'm going to prove that these guys are science nerds. That we're going to give them the most outlandish dialogue. But there's a scene when he's sitting down, the older brother, and the other guy walks off to do something, and he comes back and he sits there and he goes, oops, and stands up and walks away because he thinks that these two are going together. So it's this if you catch it, he's just sitting there with her, goes, oops, and stands up and walks across the room. It's the funniest thing ever I've ever seen. Um, but yeah.
I thought it
The
was.
only
Oh, go
the
ahead, Pez.
only person I've ever heard use the word hypothesis in a sentence unironically was my high school science teacher. And, we used to use it all the time to not necessarily to mock him, but because it was just such a great, silly
Mhm.
word, but never use the word hypothesis
Yep.
unironically. Just never do it.
No, no, no.
No, they were. What were they saying? Using the scientific name. The what was it? Because all the animals and everything has like classifications, and they're
Yeah.
using the true scientific classification of an eel. They had talked about or something. He had said it's
Yeah,
an eel. And she goes, "Oh, you mean whatever the classification was?" He goes, "No, I mean an eel." And he goes, "That's what an eel is."
science humor.
It
Yeah,
well, my scientific hypothesis is this is a big drooling monster. We better run.
yeah. That has some phallus looks part to it too. I'm
Mhm,
just saying.
mhm.
Oh yeah,
Little
it's
phallic,
interesting.
yeah.
It's interesting. This is director Douglas McCone. I think his only film that he did. So I mean,
Um,
all things considered, definitely I think has a little bit of a cult following.
Yeah, I was trying to see who did the makeup effects. John Dodds is his name. Um, Let me see here. Here it is. But yeah, I don't think there's
He
really.
he was institutionalized shortly after the end of that movie. That's why we've not heard much from him.
Yeah. Oh
What
man,
could you guys see this pairing as like a double feature with? If you guys had to pick anything.
Mm.
I gotta look at. Hold on. Uh,
I mean,
I
something like, Squirm. I mean, it's a worm movie too, you
Hmm.
could kinda go there, or if you wanted to do something alien, you could do, oh, man, what's that movie called? I think it's got Deadly in the title too, actually. Um, oh god. I can't Deadly Prey, maybe? I don't
Okay.
remember.
I don't know. I know Steven probably has one ready to go. That's why he's asking.
Um, I could see something like this, like matching well with like maybe Critters.
Mhm,
You know,
Yeah,
just kind of B horror, similar. I feel like somewhat similar in tone.
mhm. Yeah,
yeah.
I could see
Those are
that
good
for sure.
picks.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. That's I, like I don't know.
I
Those
will
are great ones.
I will say I have to just point out the Synapse release was really nice. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Probably a little bit nicer
It
than the movie
was.
itself.
Yeah, that was definitely a FOMO purchase for me. Because everyone was talking about it. I was like, this is gonna sell out. I won't even have a chance, and it's still available, I think. So
Damn it, Jordan, you're a victim
I,
of it.
dude,
Well,
it gets me to this day.
look, I recently reviewed the absolutely beautiful Vinegar Syndrome Deluxe Edition 4K for the Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh
So,
gosh,
Ooh.
I haven't watched it, but I saw you. I saw you reviewed it.
so that's definitely like putting a turd inside of like a golden box, a 14 karat gold box with like jewel encrusted. Um,
How do you put a positive spin on that?
Hey, well, that's a good double feature. Do Garbage Pail Kids and Deadly Spawn, and you're good to go.
Not a
I
bad
think you.
idea.
I
You're
respect
good to
that.
go. You're good to go straight to the asylum after that.
I think we just stumbled upon something here, Fizz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, not much else to say about Deadly Spawn. I know if Chris was here, he would be talking a lot about it because this was actually one of his picks. Like, no, we got to talk about Deadly Spawn. So sorry, Chris, but we're moving
And
on.
then he doesn't show up, so we are forced to talk about Deadly Spawn.
Right.
Thank you, Chris.
I know.
Chris's contribution was forcing us to have to talk
He
about
knew it
Deadly
was
Spawn.
happening. This was a little joke of he's like, this is gonna be funny. Watch this. I'm not gonna show up.
It's a sick
He's
joke.
he's sitting at home laughing right now.
I feel like he is.
He
with his
probably
copy
is.
of with his 4K copy of Deadly Spawn held against his chest.
Yeah. Listen, I'm
Oh,
not rolling it
man.
out. All right. Jordan, are you
Let's
ready
see
to
here. Oh, I was just gonna say hi to a
oh,
couple
whoops.
people. Thanks from Stacey. Thoughts on
What's up,
spontaneous
Stacy?
combustion?
Like the event?
Also eaten alive. Are we talking about? Yeah, I don't know.
Spontaneous combustion starts out really good. Like it starts out like a really strong. It starts out really strong, and then it very soon after kind of.
Would you say it's almost spontaneous?
Mm.
Not quite spontaneous. It's turn around. It's nosedive off the cliff, but it's pretty close. The longer that one goes, kind of the worse.
Oh,
it
the
is. But
Toby Hooper film.
the Toby Hooper film. Yeah.
Okay.
It was because of that movie that he didn't direct Return of the Living Dead. So thank you,
Interesting.
spontaneous combustion.
Okay. You see, I wasn't sure where you were going, if this was a serious movie or you're just trying to talk about anything spontaneous combustion, but
I thought it
No.
was like the actual like phenomenon.
that's what I thought too.
I'm like, how do we know if you don't live, after that?
It stars Brad Dourif, and Brad Dourif does a really good job in it, but it's just the production of that movie was such a mess, and it just went on and on and on, and Toby was committed to it, so he couldn't do Return of the Living Dead because that production just went on and on and on. So
You guys like Eaten Alive?
I do.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say
do.
that one. It's not bad.
Yep, I like that one.
Steven, take the next one.
Okay. Well, this is a film that we were talking about earlier. Jordan was alluding to that we try to avoid sequels, obviously, to try and challenge ourselves when we're talking about these, these essential films of each year. But we had to make an exception for none other than Psycho 2.
I was
where you
waiting
guys-
for a VHS to pop up
I know.
sometime in this.
Sorry, I'm slacking. Some of these other ones, TBD. Psycho 2. Where are you guys at on this film? Do you feel like was this a film that you guys initially really liked? Did it take time to warm up to it?
I think Psycho 2 is just about as good as the first movie.
Mhm.
Like it
Yep.
is, it has no business being as good as it is. And I would say, it's shockingly good. Because you're talking about a sequel to one of the best horror movies ever made that was made, what, 30 years after? At least close to 30 years after the first one, right?
Yeah, it's
Let me
pretty
see, that
close.
came yeah. So, for it to be that good is
Mhm.
wild. But, Tom Holland wrote it. Oh gosh, what's the director's name? The Australian guy.
It
Um,
is Richard Franklin.
yeah, Richard Franklin.
Mhm.
And, so good, so good. Like, I know a lot of people who prefer it to the original, honestly.
Mm.
And I think this one actually has more the rewatch it's more rewatchable than the original for
Mhm.
me, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's great. It's definitely more of a character study type of film. I would argue, I don't know where you guys stand, Anthony Perkins, probably his greatest performance. I mean, his performance in this movie is incredible.
Mm.
Just yeah,
I
it's
I would I w yes, I would agree. I would agree. I think it's of all the things I've seen him in, it's his best. Because at the beginning of it, you know who he is, you know
mhm.
what he did, but he still makes you sympathetic towards him. You
Mhm.
Yes.
still you still like him, and that's crazy good acting, crazy good writing. You know what he did, you know who he is and what he is, yet you're like, "Oh, man, I feel bad for this guy. I'm rooting for this guy. I like this guy."
I was gonna say that.
Well, you almost find yourself, like you said, on his side to where he couldn't be doing this. Like
Right.
the different notes that pop up from his mom, and then
Mhm.
he goes back to his house, and you're like, well, why are you letting him go back there? It's just gonna make everything worse. And then he gets those flashbacks, if they're really flashbacks, we don't really know, but of his mom in the doorway, and you feel bad for the guy.
And really, if you think about it, the movie's a tragedy because he is reformed at the beginning of it, but
Hmm.
all this he goes throughout, at the end of it, he's right back to
It's inevitable.
mother's back, you know what I mean? A new mother. The
Yeah.
real mother is now home. So it's kind of a tragedy.
What do you guys think about that, of them switching it up to where, oh, the mom in the first one wasn't his real mom, technically it was his aunt, and the mom is the waitress or the owner of this diner that he gets hired at? What do you guys think
I
about
was
the way that
out
played out?
perfectly fine with that. The reveal is so shocking, or his reaction to the
Yes.
reveal with the shovel is
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
shocking, you just go, "Oh, cool, okay, works for me."
Mhm.
Because now we're back to square one, which means, mother's back and, there's gonna be some problems. So, I think on some level, even though you were rooting for him and you liked him, you wanted him to be killing some of the people in the movie. Some of the people in the movie sucked. So you kinda were
I
like,
was gonna
even
I was gonna
even
Mhm.
say
if
that.
he is killing them, good. They deserve it, you know? Like, they snuck into his fruit cellar to get it on, kill him. You should that's just
Unbelievable.
nasty. Yeah,
Yep.
trespassing, and then you're getting on my fruit cellar? I've got fruit down there.
That's so
You know what I mean?
disrespectful.
So disrespectful and disgusting.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna bring up something.
He was thinking about the fruit cellar.
He was.
Yeah, you got me on the fruit cellar, and that just everything went. Um,
Can I point out one aspect about this that I think I kind of often overlook is the Jerry Goldsmith score to this film. I mean,
Mhm,
he's known for so many other movies, but this is definitely one of the ones I come back to. I'm like, it's definitely enhances how great of a movie this is
mhm,
at its core.
mhm.
mhm.
Yeah, no, it's really good. No, I agree, but I remember I was going to talk about is one of his just parts of the movie that I love, and his acting in the scene is how, one, everyone kind of can become mother to him, right? He just wants that mother, and the whole phone thing.
Oh, yeah.
where if
Mhm.
if someone's really on the line with him talking to him, that's mother. But if no one's there, mother's still there talking to him. And I find
So
that so
creepy.
fascinating. And there's this scene, and I watched this 2 nights ago, and it gave me the chills. And it's hard for movies, even to this day. I mainly watch horror movies, so you really get desensitized to a lot of these horror movies out there. And it's very rare that sometimes some will really get to me. And it was simple, and I don't know the way he did it, but there's a shot. I don't remember her name, but it's the girl who ends up living with him that worked at the diner who they
Oh,
conspired to get her there.
Yeah, I don't is Meg Tilly's the actress. I don't remember the character's
Yeah.
name, though.
Anyways, she is upstairs looking down. They have this great shot. You can see down the staircase, and you can see part of his body. And I forget what he says. And you know that, okay, he's going after her. And he does this slight just disappear, just that
Yeah.
little pan.
Yeah.
And dude, when I tell you chills came upon me, man, it was pretty cool to be able to experience that again because it's been
yeah.
a while. And Anthony Perkins, man, what a guy.
Because that dress and that wig and that knife's coming out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like you kind of get the gaslighting as the movie goes on, kind of like basically um I feel like his identity, like his past identity, it's come back to haunt him in a lot of ways. But I just think it's so fascinating because it just kind of deteriorates like all the work that he's done, and you
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
inevitably can't run away from basically who he really is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, Richard Franklin even goes as far to be like, okay, I'm going to tell you this story, but I need you to remember that he is a killer at the end of the day because they open the movie with the famous scene of the first one.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So
Mm.
it's almost he's telling you, like, you're going to feel bad for this guy, but remember, he did still kill this woman. I found that very interesting. And then you were talking about terrible people. How about the guy who took over his motel, the
Mhm.
owner?
Mhm.
You want to
Mhm.
talk about a
Mm.
scumbag?
Mhm. And, I think Psycho 3 is underrated too, and he
It's a good
directed
one.
that one. He directed that one. And
Okay.
I think he brought some really nice style to that one.
Mhm.
That one's more of a straight up slasher movie, but it's still got some nice style to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a great scene in it, and not to get too far off, but I always
Mhm.
think about it when when I think about Psycho 3. He's got the wig on, he's got
Hmm.
the outfit on. His face is totally blacked out, so you can all you see is the wig, the thing, but, like, there's just the shadow over his face, and he's walking up the stairs to get somebody. He bumps into one of the big paintings, and without missing a beat, he just puts it right back into place and just keeps on coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a very tidy murderous
very
killer. He
tidy.
likes his
Exactly.
keep things pristine.
Exactly.
Um, I was listening to this interview. Um, who was it? It was Eli Roth's History of Horror, his podcast that he did, and he had an interview with Quentin Tarantino, and they were talking about this movie, and he had said that, of course, at the time when it was coming out, the Universal was like, "Hey, we're gonna not remake, excuse me, do a sequel, a follow up to Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho." Understandably so, everyone said you're crazy for doing that. Why would you
Hmm.
ever think about doing this? And he did, and I guess Richard Franklin was asked, "What are your hopes for this movie?" And he goes, "Well, my hope is that it could stand on its own, but when you see it, there'll be scenes and stuff that happen in this movie that you won't remember. It'll be hard for you to differentiate. Did that happen in the first Psycho or did that happen in Psycho 2?"
Mm.
He really wanted him to kind of have that, singularity to it. What do you guys, I mean, do you see that? Do you think that was executed well?
I
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, because Franklin was a student of, Hitchcock, and, he done some movies before this in Australia. There's a really good one, I can't think of what it's called, with Stacy Keach and Jamie Lee Curtis in it, but it's extremely
It's
Hitchcockian.
um oh I it's I'm look, I know I have it. I'm trying to find it right now.
Yeah, what is that called?
It's where she
Oh,
goes
road
on
games.
the road
Road
games.
Games, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very, very Hitchcockian. So he understood Hitchcock. He understood what that approach to filmmaking was. So he was the perfect person to direct that movie. I don't think anybody else could have done it that way.
Do you guys
So,
do you guys consider this one of the, I would say, the upper echelon of sequels that we got in the 80s for horror?
oh, it's one of the best sequels ever, I think. Period.
This movie can almost stand alone as its own
It,
movie without having that anchor to Psycho,
it really
because the
can.
story itself is incredible.
It really can. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
This one was definitely worth talking about for sure.
That's why I wanted to do it, make the exception with Psycho 2, because one, it is so far removed from the original, and just how incredible the movie really is. You guys said it perfectly. It had no business being this good. Following the legend himself. So. Well, moving on, guys, we have another one, and I know Steven is very fond of this film. Piz, I think you are too. But this next one came out November 18th, and I didn't know this came out at this time. It would make sense for this to come out kind of closer to the summer. But as you guys saw, Psycho 2 was marketed as, I'm sure, the summer blockbuster for 83 was Psycho 2. But this one, another, you can call it camp slasher film, I guess, is Sleepaway Camp.
I love this
and
movie.
I expect nothing less.
I don't have the VHS.
Yeah.
I'll just have to go with. Well, I could have got that the Red Cross box set, but I just
Ooh.
grabbed the Blu-ray.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I have the Blu-ray, but I forgot to grab all the movies, so you're just gonna have to believe me. It's right there.
You
We'll
think
take your
are
word for it.
we getting a 4K or what? What's going on with that?
That's a very good question. I don't know. That's a very good question.
I hope so. The Blu-ray still looks good. I'm very happy with my Blu-ray. I'm not complaining there, but after seeing us get Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, it just makes that want.
I swear.
That want for the first one.
It doesn't make sense why the sequels would get the 4K treatment before the original, but I'm sure it'll happen sooner than later. So
what's your guys's, where'd you guys first get into this movie? Video store days, a little bit later?
Video store days for me.
Same.
I rented it with a couple of buddies, and it was probably like back in the day, the video store that I loved. The guy who owned it was a huge horror fan, prodigious horror section. He had everything. And we would go in there and he had a policy, 3 old movies for 3 nights for $3. We'd rent,
oh my God.
if it looked like a slasher, we rented it. So we'd rent 3 at a time, and we'd watch sometimes all 3 of them in one night. Just marathon them.
So that sounds like me.
And if one kind of sucked and was slow and wasn't doing anything, we'd just start fast forwarding it until a kill happened or some boobies came out or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But Sleepaway Camp was one of those movies. I remember it so vividly. And Sleepaway, it's really got everything in it that I look for in a great slasher movie, minus the TNA. But you've got great, colorful characters. You've got hilarious dialogue in it. You've got there's a fun factor to it. So I was loving the movie even before the reveal. And a lot of people say, and I completely disagree with this, that the only reason anybody remembers or talks about Sleepaway Camp is that ending. Absolutely not. I love it for I love it for the characters. I love it for the dialogue. It's also it's a little silly here and there, which just adds to its charm. It's extremely charming.
Yeah.
I think. And it's dripping in that 80s slasher vibe that I just eat up. So I was loving the movie even before that reveal. And then when that reveal happened, my jaw was just on the floor, and I was like, I freaking love this movie. I want to own this movie. I want this movie. I love it. I want it. I have to have it. This is a great, great freaking movie. So, and it's still, I mean, it's way up there. It's just still one of my favorite slasher movies. Um, and such rewatch ability
Yes.
too.
I
Very
completely
high
agree.
rewatch value. Um, so yeah, I just absolutely adore Sleepaway Camp.
It has everything that you could ask for. Creative kills, atmosphere, the score's on point.
Mm-hmm.
The cast is just the cast of characters all memorable, even the cook, for better or worse.
For better or worse, yeah.
The cook.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There's quotable lines from it.
Oh yeah.
The ending reveal, obviously, I think that's very ahead of its time. You're left so perplexed as to what exactly is going on. Why are there animalistic sounds going on?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go from here? You're just left wondering.
You're just it just leaves you speechless, just jaw on the floor. And that's
Yeah.
very few horror movies do that. Very few movies, period, do that. But I mean, like that, like just such an incredible movie.
The part that cracks me up about this movie is the just unfortunate situations that Angela, finds himself or herself in, right?
Mhm.
It's just how can this camp still be a camp when you got
How's it open?
counselors, a camp exactly, and then the kids, how like it's so mean spirited the way these, not even the adults but the kids as well are to Angela and the brother, I forget his name.
Ricky.
Oh, Ricky.
Ricky. You're talking about funny characters. I mean, I think is it Angela's aunt? Is
Oh,
that
God.
the relation there? Oh my
Unhinged.
gosh, dude! You knew a psycho was being bred out of that house one way or another.
Yeah. It definitely gets the movie started on this very something's off here. You know what I mean? Like there's something
100%.
a little off kilter going on here. And then it segues into the camp stuff, and you kind of forget about that until it comes around again. It's like, oh, okay, makes kind of sense. So, um, yeah. Uh, It's one of those slashers I could literally pop on just about any time and watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And it's also great to know. I don't know if you guys have ever met Felissa Rose
Oh,
or
yeah.
what's the guy's name who played Ricky? Uh, what is his name? Jonathan
Uh,
Tiersten.
yeah.
If you've ever met either of
Mhm.
them, they're both like really nice, fun, cool people. So that just makes it even better that they're just nice, cool, fun people that were in this nice, cool, fun slasher movie.
Felissa Rose, man, she's like the life of the party at conventions. Like, she was
Yeah.
wild. I'm like, listen, I like your energy. I would go meet you again. Like, she was just
Oh, I
so
mean,
sweet.
I know people. It doesn't matter if she's at a convention; they're going to meet her. They just love her. Yeah, like
Mhm.
she's just got um, just such positive, fun vibes
Mhm.
all the time, and she's so
Yeah.
kind, and so yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I've never had the chance to meet her. I see her on on social media all the time. She seems like a really cool person to be around and to
Mhm.
be able to talk to, and um, maybe one day,
The
but
other
go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, I was just gonna say, getting a chance to meet some of the other cast, Thomas Fandel, Catherine Kami, Karen Fields. We did, like a sleepaway camp special on Beyond the Blood. We had a chance to talk to them on our podcast, and they're just very down to earth, great people to talk to. Hopefully, I would love to meet more of the cast. Hopefully, at an upcoming
Mhm.
convention. But a lot of appreciation for all the fan love that's out there for this film and just the franchise as a whole.
And where's the cook guy? He should be doing in character photo ops with like
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
the greasy white shirt, like the toothpick in his mouth.
oh
You
my
know,
god!
and like when you walk up to him to get the photo, he should be like, "Look at all that fresh chicken.
What does he call them?
Man.
Baldies?
Baldies, yes. Back where I'm from, we call them baldies.
I don't
That
I don't know how that would get made now.
it
I really
wouldn't.
don't.
It wouldn't.
It's
There
really
was
shocking. It's really shocking that like there's not been an outcry to like cancel the movie and try and have every copy of it destroyed and erased from every streaming service. Honestly,
No,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
okay. We got at least we have our physical copies here.
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
you know, there was talks, I thought, for a short bit of trying to revive it. I want to say Keenan Thompson, was he
Yes.
involved
Yes.
with it?
That's confirmed.
Keenan Thompson it was going to produce a new, or I think a Sleepaway Camp remake, written and directed by Robert Hiltzik.
Okay.
That was some time ago, but not heard anything lately. But that's such a weird teaming. Keenan Thompson and Sleepaway Camp, like
Mm-hmm.
Very
I didn't know that.
strange.
I didn't know he was that cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Sleepaway Camp.
He's in the know.
I guess good for
Yeah.
him.
So Alexander brought this up. Sleepaway Camp ending still shocks and scares the shit out of me. I can't watch the ending with the lights off.
Ooh.
I totally understand.
The with the animalistic noise, the kind of frozen, right? With the face. Very, very ballsy of the production team to put that kind of ending in there and just to kind of show everything. Now we know that wasn't Felicia Rose. I couldn't imagine what,
No.
kind of whatever. We're not going to touch that topic, but anyways,
it was like a drunk college student. They got him drunk and he didn't, like, nobody knows who he is. Like he's out there now somewhere in hiding.
Why is
want
he
to
not
meet him
here?
at a
We need-
convention.
I was just about to say that. We need
I want that photo op.
Yeah. Like I remember that penis. I recognize that one.
Oh my god.
I got that one in high definition.
There's always opportunity out there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm dead.
for sure. That. Yeah.
One thing I got to point out. So I know we were talking about the ant earlier and just kind of like that whole weird vibe. So there's actually a Sleepaway Camp novelization by B.R. Flynn. Highly recommend reading it. It's not a very long read, but it does give a little bit more context to the backstory on some of the characters.
really?
Kind of fleshed out. It's incredible. Very nice light read. We had a chance to do a deep dive on the novelization, but highly recommend. It's really good.
Okay. Oh, I see it here. Okay. So it's like a new. Is it like a newer thing?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. I was thinking like it was like a novelization that was released in '83 to promote the movie. Like that's going to be difficult to find.
It's based on, I think, one of the earlier scripts, if I remember correctly. So it fleshes things out a little bit more. You get a little bit more understanding of like the dad and the aunt, and just I don't know. I was really impressed.
Steven, what is this called?
It's a Sleepaway Camp novelization by B.R. Flynn.
Well, do you guys flip over the back of that VHS? That's not the one I was thinking of. It's got the little note on it.
It has it on the front.
I'm sorry, it's on the front. Yeah, it's on the front. I'm sorry, it's on the front. But that I remember seeing that VHS as a kid, long before I ever rented it, and like reading that little note and thinking like, "Whoa, this sounds really scary." You know what I mean? And like the knife up through the shoe, and I was just like, "Holy crap!" I don't. Put that back. Like I thought that was pretty scary.
That VHS cover sticks out to me like no other. I remember that. And was it a cheerleader camp?
Oh yeah.
The other one. Oh, that's like a video store staple. I remember seeing both of these films there. And
you can't tell me that you look at the cover for Sleepaway Camp with the knife through the shoe and not think that hurts. Just,
100%.
thought of that's immediately my foot hurts looking at that.
For me as a kid, the note thing was like, oh man, you're so far away from home.
Yep.
You know bad things are happening. You know you're in trouble. And you're like riding home. Like, what's that going to do? Even if you mail the letter, by the time it gets there, you're long gone. You know what I mean?
Well, isn't it so? And I was just looking out. I had never really sat down and read that, and I just was reading it as you brought that up, and it kind of gets worse as the letter goes on, and then it just
Yeah.
fades away, as if it's just getting worse and worse and
Yeah,
worse
yeah.
until it's gone.
Did you guys
That's
ever go to
scary.
camp growing up?
I never went to like a traditional summer camp.
Okay.
I went to like these functions that happened at a 4-H camp near where I my hometown,
Yeah.
and hung out there and did overnights and stuff there, but not like the whole summer.
Oh,
Yeah, there was no summer camps where I'm from. California, we don't have that, and I know that's a big like East Coast, and
for sure.
there's a lot of those. But I mean, I grew up. I went to like a church camp that they did. I think it was over Easter, so they did like an Easter camp. We
Oh,
would do, but over the summer there was never anything like that. Definitely had a better experience than Angela did for sure.
Mm.
I just remember we would go late summer, if I remember correctly. But once you were up there, you weren't coming back for at least, I think it was like a little over a week.
Mm.
Wow.
Kind of intimidating. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's just me.
And how old were you?
Oh man, I had to have been like 7 or 8.
Mm.
Wow.
Just had my
That's
Game
young.
Boy.
I feel like that's pretty young.
Yeah, man. It was, and I mean, you're isolated from everyone. You come back, you're happy to be home. I mean, the only thing I had up there, I had my Game Boy, and that was it.
Hope you had you brought lots of batteries with you.
I did.
Yeah.
Those lonely
Not only
nights
for the Game Boy, but for the flashlight before
Yeah, I
they had
was
the backlit Game Boys. Had to sit there and play
I remember that under the moonlight. I'm like trying to get close to the window just to get a little bit of like screen time. Crazy.
Let's see. Best movie of '83 was Return of the Jedi. It's a good movie.
It's
right,
no
guys.
sleepaway camp.
Yeah.
No.
You can't. Return of the Jedi doesn't have a cook that
No.
Talk
all
about a
the
double
chicken.
feature. Sleepaway Camp and Return of the Jedi.
Well, you have an old
Different
creepy
type of
frog in
sabers.
one movie, and you have an old creepy cook in the other one. So
Well, just imagine if one of the Wookiees dropped trow in front of you, you know.
Oh my god. I'm
got
done.
Chewbacca running a freak
Oh
over there.
my god.
Yeah.
Those animalistic sounds.
Gosh.
Oh my god. That's
Wow.
fucking funny.
All right, guys. Moving on. This one, arguably, my opinion, might be the best one we're talking about tonight.
Easy.
This
Take it
is
easy,
a
man.
John Carpenter film. I know some people think this is his best film. I've heard that. I know that is Chris is of that mindset. He made that very clear to me and Steven. I just watched this surprisingly, don't hate me, for the first time not too long ago.
What?
And
Oh, wow.
yeah. So this is very fresh to me. Just had never seen it. But anyways, to get rid of the suspense, we're talking about it came out December 9th, and that is Christine. And yes, Alexander, right there, Christine.
I
Wow,
see
this
your
movie-
I see your VHS, and I up it with a steelbook.
Damn.
Hold on.
Don't
hold
show
on.
that to Chris. He has a steelbook phobia.
Oh no. Let's see. Is this digital code still good?
Jordan,
No.
I thought you were legit about to go pull up like the actual Christine car.
Right there.
Oh, not you still got that thing sealed, don't you? Or is it inside a protective
No,
thing?
I put my steelbooks in protectors. I'm like very steelbooks. I don't like them. I want them to get them all scratched up. They damage so easy. So
Jordan, did you
They
even
do.
watch it?
yeah, I told you I watched it.
All right, I'm just making sure. It looks like it's pretty locked in there.
This is a beauty, and I love the inside of it because it's
Oh,
got that color inside of it.
ooh,
The candy apple red.
very
Candy
seductive.
apple, baby. Very, very.
This movie, It's funny. I have fond memories of this movie, and I know I say I just saw it, and that's which is true. But
Mm.
my grandmother quoted this movie all the time when I was younger. She wouldn't watch it. She watched it like one time, and then she was like, "No, you can't watch." She was very big, like she doesn't do horror movies, nothing. But she would always talk about how when she was younger, she had a car, and they would call it Christine because it had some electrical problems, so it would randomly
Oh
honk the
God.
horn, and they'd say, "Oh, that's Christine." And it was always a running joke in the family. Like if my car broke down or something, she goes, "Better watch out, Christine's going to get you." It was always a thing
That's
that was
terrifying.
said. Of course, I had never had any connection until very recently seeing it. Um,
So let me tell you guys a funny story about Jeremy. Jeremy loves Christine. He's got like 25 different copies of the book.
Oh, no
He
way.
loves Christine. Well, we went to Scarefest a few years ago, and the car was there. They were
oh,
doing like photo ops with the car. And so it's like, Jeremy, go stand next to the car. He wouldn't get close to it. Like he was
He
afraid it
knows
was gonna
better.
get him. And like the people who had it there were like, "Do you want to get in, buddy?" Jeremy's like, "No." And so and I was like, "Bubba, it's okay. It's okay. It's just a car." And so the guy opened the door, and like Jeremy's looking inside, like looking around. And I'm like, "Just get in, Bubba. Just get." And very sheepishly got into it and sit down. The guy closed the door, and Jeremy was just in there, like looking around, like, "Oh man, all this stuff is gonna get me." And but
Lights
he
start
was like,
flashing.
he was
if the
very
radio
hesitant.
turns on, my goodness.
If the radio had turned on,
Oh, poor
he he
Jeremy.
he he would have come out the window, I think, but he
Oh,
was very hesitant around Christine. You know what I
I
mean?
don't blame him.
Yeah,
He's
Oh my
smart.
God.
he was. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Um, you want what talk about a character turn in this movie, a way this character becomes who he is as it's I'm gonna get kind of symbolic here, but what I notice is he's this kind of broken guy, knowing cares about, and he bonds with this car that's forgotten, no one cares about. He fixes that up, and then he becomes this new person,
Yeah,
kind of a prick, but this new person,
he's the
right?
man.
Oh, he is, and he knows it, and wow.
It's very symbolic of when you get that first. Usually, it's a woman. Like if
Mm.
like when a man first falls in love with a woman,
Hmm.
and that love is, of course, reciprocated, and you're in a relationship, you change a little bit. You become a little more confident. You become a little bit of a different person, I think.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Carry yourself
In
differently.
it in his case, it was a car. It was an evil car.
Hmm.
So he kind of became a reflection of that evil in his newfound confidence and swagger. And he was a whole new man. But God, he loved that car.
Man, that
He
red
loved that
jacket,
car.
man, that he's sweating.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
dude.
Did you guys know that in the novel, the 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 corpse of the previous owner is in the back seat of the car and talks to what's his name?
Wow.
Arnie?
Ernie talks to him.
Yeah,
He's like his decaying corpse
I
is
forgot
in the
about
back
that.
seat and just kind of will talk, just kind of
Interesting.
talks to him, and it's like, blah blah blah. So um that would have been interesting to see in the movie. I think
Yeah,
it might have been a little silly, but I think you get the hint that this car is, she's
Yeah.
got her nails into him.
You'd
But
be borderline on the whole American Werewolf in London. His friend's always
right,
oh,
there.
okay.
That's what I'm
I
right,
can see
thinking of when
that.
you say that. Yeah.
right, right, exactly, yeah.
Huh.
And,
Interesting.
this was an interesting movie for Carpenter too, because this was after The Thing tanked. This was after he got fired off of his next project because The Thing had tanked. So this was a gig he didn't necessarily want to do. It was just a gig that was presented, and he was like, I'll take the money. I need the work. So it wasn't like a passion project for him like The Thing was, or The Fog, or whatever. This was just a gig. This was a paycheck gig because he needed something to kind of get his career back on track after The Thing.
Mhm.
And so it's funny that a lot of people consider this their favorite Carpenter movie because, like, I think Carpenter's mentality toward Christine is, it was a payday.
Yeah, I don't ever hear him talk super fondly of it.
No, but that is how good Carpenter was. Like, this was just a paycheck gig, yet it still turned out to be a pretty darn good movie. You know
Mhm.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, imagine if his heart really was in it and it was like a big passion project. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
imagine what it would have been. But like, that's how good he was. Like, this was a journeyman paycheck gig, and it still
Yeah.
turned out to be a really darn good movie.
I always
Mm.
think it's interesting because wasn't he attached to Firestarter at one point too?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I think that might have been the one he got fired off of after The Thing tanked.
That's too
'Cause
bad. I mean, but then
the
we wouldn't have gotten this one, so it's
Mhm.
well, we wouldn't have, and he usually laments when you hear him in interviews, like he laments the failure of The Thing because he's like, my career would have taken a completely different trajectory if it had been a big hit. But like, look at where his career went, even with The Thing failing initially. We wouldn't have gotten Christine. We wouldn't have gotten Christine. We would have got Christine because it was a Stephen King thing. It just
Mhm.
wouldn't have been from Carpenter, and it may not have been as good. We wouldn't have gotten They Live. We wouldn't have gotten Prince of Darkness. We wouldn't have gotten
What about Big Trouble? You think we would have gotten that?
uh probably we would probably still, yeah. But that deal he made, I think it was like a live. I think he had like a three. I think I'm leaving a movie out, but Prince of Darkness, They Live. I want to say there was another movie in that too. Like, those wouldn't have happened without The Thing, and
Would be
all those are all considered classics now too.
would be In the Mouth of Madness, or was that a little later?
That
It
was
was
later.
that
That
was
was
after.
later.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
But I think he thinks that if The Thing had been a huge success, his career would have taken sort of maybe a Spielberg kind of turn
I
into,
could see that.
much
Mhm.
bigger, grander productions with tons of money and big studio, pushes and all that jazz. And,
Yeah, I don't think you
Well,
would have gotten some of those movies, you know?
well, and I just wonder, you said we want to get those movies, but it seems like he almost thrives under budgetary limits. I mean,
Mhm.
Halloween,
Mhm.
prime example. Christine, clearly, as you just said, it's. I just wonder. You kind of wonder what could have been, and what kind of director and films we would have gotten. Would they have been better? I don't know.
Mhm. I don't
Hmm.
know.
The
But I think too, like, Carpenter's just so anti kind of establishment. Like, I just don't
Yeah,
see
big
him
time.
fitting into the studio corporate milieu. He would
No.
have fallen out, even if The Thing had been the highest grossing movie ever. After a couple of studio things, he would have either said screw it, or the studios would have been like, this guy, we can't deal with him. You know what I mean? Like, he's just too he's too indie, he's too independent.
mhm.
I think this I'm very thankful that this film exists, but basically after rewatch, I know we were talking about in our group chat, I would almost put this as like a top 3 Carpenter film for me
Mm,
personally, just as far as like rewatchability, the atmosphere. Um, I feel like Halloween and The Thing, obviously, I mean, those are pretty unanimous, but I definitely put this probably fringe top 3.
This movie to me just invokes kind of just that parts of it, just kind of that feel good with the music that it
Hmm.
has in it. Just the beautiful, like the car run is just, it's gorgeous, right? When it's all fixed up. Um,
What's
to
on
me,
fire?
it was an instant kind of comfort watch for me that I felt when I watched it.
Hmm.
And, that could have been a connection. Like I said, the story about my grandmother, who knows? But regardless, it definitely makes you feel a certain way for sure.
mhm. I want to say two things real quick. I've got this digital code here. It expired in 2019, but if you want it, bam,
Oh,
there it is.
let's
Um, gonna have to
hold it
gonna
up
have
again. We got to maximize you there. There you go.
Bingo. There you go.
Dude.
Um,
Piz giving
also
back to the people.
giving back to the community. That's just what I do. I did an interview with Keith Gordon a couple of years ago.
I remember
He
seeing
talked
that.
he talked a lot about Christine and John Carpenter in that one. So if you guys missed that interview, go check that out. That was a really good one.
Jordan, you should link that.
Yeah, I'll make sure after the recording of this, I'll put it in the description. People can go watch it because that's what I'll be doing. How about these special effects? Christine healing herself.
Mhm.
It's obviously reversed. It has to be the way they filmed that, I would think. It still looks so real. I was shocked after the thugs went in there and smashed it, which, by the way, you absolutely feel like every one of those kills that Christine does is justified after that. But that whole kind of resurrection, almost rise from the ashes type of shot looks so good. That scene, and of course on fire, the shot of it going down the highway.
It's my favorite moment in the whole film.
I like how the car, like the resurrection of the car, it's almost shot like it's like a striptease. Like Arnie's watching and he's like, show me. And she's slowly coming back together and he's just watching. He's got a bulge going on down there.
At least listen, Piz,
biting
at least
his lip watching it.
It doesn't take it in the Titan direction.
No, thank goodness. Thank goodness it doesn't go quite that far. But
who knows what he was thinking about?
He was definitely turned on by it, and I like that. It's shot like it's kind of like a striptease, like he's watching her instead of her taking her clothes off. It's like she's coming back into shape and form, and
the metal sound effects.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I got a little sweaty watching it.
Understand there.
All it needed was like some sexy sax music on the soundtrack.
There you go. A little bit Careless Whisper going on while
there you
she's
go.
coming back. I was watching it. It just reminded me that whole. I know you guys know what I'm talking about from TLC. The weird obsessions and the boy that is in love with his car. That's immediately what I thought of it. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I've seen clips
He's
of it.
The guy who's in a relationship with his vehicle.
Oh, I think I've seen bits and pieces of that.
That's all I thought of watching this. A lot of it. It's just.
Yeah, but that's less glamorous.
Oh, of course. I mean, we got a striptease car in this movie. I mean, of course it's not.
But I mean, when you were young, you got that first car. Doesn't matter if it was a beautiful car or some jalopy. What was the first thing you did? You gave it a good wash. You were rubbing it down and you were trying to make it look nice and shiny. Because this is your car. And like a man's connection to his car is something very
it's like a symbol.
Yeah, it's a symbol, but it's also the car kind of becomes an extension of yourself. You know what I mean? So and that's definitely what happened with Arnie here.
It was his identity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Brian Fuller said the reboot of Christine will be very horny, so maybe it'll all go that way. Maybe we'll go all the way.
I'm here for it.
I could definitely see Arnie in there, like rubbing the dashboard and rubbing the wheel and then rubbing himself and then, rubbing the leather seats and then rubbing himself.
Hey, the car's got to be a stick shift if it's gonna do all that.
I'm not sitting passenger in this car.
No, thank you.
I'll meet you there.
The only people that's riding passenger in his car is chicks. That's it. Just chicks. Or that's nobody. Fair. The car might be enough.
Yeah.
Because when he got the one girl in the car got jealous.
She choked and she's blinded by the light.
In the
Video drum got him now too.
Oh, I thought.
Oh, here we go. I was going to ask.
Oblivion.
in the novel, does it address what is it that possesses this car or why it is the way it is? Do you remember?
Who?
Oh man, it's been a long time since I read the book. I'd have to go grab one of Jeremy's million editions he's got up there. I think we might have bought. No, it wasn't Christine, but there was another book we bought today at a used bookstore, and I was like, Bubba, do you need a 12th copy of what was it? It was like some Michael Crichton book. I don't even remember what it was, but I was like, Bubba, you own this like 5 times over. Do you need another one? Yes. Like, oh, okay. So
He's determined.
he's just he loves his books.
Hey,
I don't.
I
It's been,
can't.
it's,
I was gonna say I can't complain. How many copies of Halloween Carrie do
right.
I have? So
Exactly. That's my justification. Well, you love your books. I love my 28 Anchor Bay copies of Evil Dead I've got back there.
Yep.
So but I don't remember. I know the book is definitely so much more in depth on Arnie and his relationship with people and his relationship with the car and the thing in the back seat of the car.
So creepy.
But I really don't recall.
yeah, I always thought what stood out to me too was the bullies. They look like 35 middle-aged
Oh,
men
yeah.
going after the guy with the long curly hair.
Yeah.
I'm like he's been held back a few times.
He's been held back about a decade or two at this point.
The one
Man.
scene that always stands out to me is when he starts arguing with his parents and then he goes to walk away from the table and then his dad like comes storming after him and he just picks him up by the neck. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, damn, man. And he just put him in his place.
Not only that, the
Not that I
biggest
promote that, but
right, the biggest disrespect, and I was like, whew, man, I can only imagine what would happen if I had done that. Is the little kind of just on his cheek as he
oh
walked
yeah,
off.
yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to be able to walk for a couple of days. I can say that right now.
and even in his dying breath, the last thing he wanted to do was touch the car.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a damn good movie.
Yeah.
Eli, what's up, buddy? Thank you for stopping in.
What's up, Eli? How you doing, man?
What's happening, man?
So all these awesome channels, buddy. You're awesome.
It's an awesome movie, but nowhere as awesome as the last movie we're about to discuss.
Okay, so
hold on. Cliff Booth is in the chat. Just ban him. This man is a Fairuza Balk. This man just goes to random wherever I'm at on the internet. He finds me and speaks ill of Fairuza Balk. I'm not even a huge Fairuza Balk fan, but I defend her honor against this man all over the internet.
He finds a way.
He finds a way to insult Fairuza. What did Fairuza Balk ever do to you?
That's unbelievable.
It's
horrible. Uncalled for.
This man, he's okay. Let's
move on. Menace.
He is.
Okay, this next one, Steven, I'm going to have you introduce this one. This was a first time watch for me as well, and I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about this movie.
Well, listen, I don't think this is a film that needs explanation, but I'll give it to you anyways. Okay. Michael Mann, iconic director. We know him for Thief, Heat, Manhunter, Miami Vice. But the one that doesn't get talked about nearly enough, is none other than the 1983 classic, The Keep, a supernatural horror film that has everything that I could ever ask for. Jordan, this was a first time watch for you.
Mm-hmm.
What was your impression of this masterpiece?
Well, it wasn't as much of a masterpiece to me as maybe you guys think. It was a good movie.
Okay.
But this is what I told Steven after I watched it. I said, I feel like there's some I feel like it's not done. I feel like there's more. I feel like there's more to the story that I'm not being told, and I feel like I don't know. I'm missing something here.
Well, of course you are.
Um,
There's a lot of
I,
missing footage.
I know that. I understand, and I say that just being, you know, just kind of stirring the pot a little bit.
Okay.
But
Okay.
really, that's how I did feel. Is I seeing, I'm like, yeah, there's some missing footage. Yeah, there's definitely, I think, shots and probably some more explanations of stuff that is missing in this. Um, However, what's the actor's name? Oh no, I can't think of his name right now.
Who?
Hold on.
Scott Glenn?
Nope, 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 nope.
Ian McKellen?
Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
Dude, I loved him in this movie. Going from, that just really decrepit old guy, and then
Mm-hmm.
how the spirit, I don't know, I forget what they call him, that's in the keep,
Is it Molasar?
I don't remember the name,
Molazar.
Yeah.
but brings him back, and his he gets kind of he becomes possessed, or he's controlled by him, and he has to get the talisman or the cross out of the keep.
Temptation.
Yeah, the temptation. I did like that. The
Oh,
part that threw me off completely was the guy who is going after him, who comes into town, the drifter, right?
mm,
How his daughter, Ian McKellen's daughter,
mm,
has a very fast relationship, and is now like, he is my world. And I
mm.
was like, this escalated very, very quickly. And that's the only part that really threw me off for the most part, was their relationship. I didn't buy it personally.
You were
I mean,
shortchanged.
he
I
rocked her
guess.
socks off. That's all it took. One
Dude,
night. and
them sitting on a rug, holding each other. Yeah, I was cracking up.
You definitely saw the blueprint for a lot of the Michael Mann. I think the stylistic choices that he would go on to use in this movie,
Mhm.
and Tangerine Dream.
Mm.
Mhm. I really like
It's
the lore of this movie a lot.
yes.
The lore, I think, is its strongest point. I love the story that he built. There's a lot to go on there. And I love
Dream
the time period they set it in,
mhm.
right? World War II. It's perfect.
Dreamlike.
Yeah. Very, very
Ethereal.
dreamlike.
It's a beautiful
The
movie.
whole, when they're in the caverns at the end of the movie, that whole shot. Well, one of the best shots of the film, I will say,
Mm.
is when one of the soldiers falls down into that shaft,
Oh, it's so
and it
creepy.
shows him up close, and then it just zooms out, and you think it's done, but it just keeps going and
Yeah.
going. And you realize how big this place actually is. Makes you think of, not to get conspiracy theorists at all, but like the pyramids. Come on now, it makes you
Mhm.
think of that. But
Mhm.
anyways, I don't know. I've
Well,
talked enough about it. You guys say something.
here's how much I love the keep.
Oh, dude, don't do this to me.
You know what? Even I kind of want that.
No. No, 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 no.
Here's,
No.
here's how much I love the keep right there.
Oh
Just
my gosh.
So I've always loved the movie. I saw it so many years ago, but I'd seen Heat, and
Oh,
Heat made me a huge Michael Mann fan. So
incredible.
everything that Michael Mann had done prior to that, I was on a journey to discover. And when I was on IMDb, I saw The Keep,
Mm.
and I clicked on it, and it said horror. And all I saw on the tagline or all I saw in the description was something about a vampire. And I went, holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to my video store, the guy the same one that had the prodigious horror section. He's got The Keep right there. I take it home. And, it's an experience of a movie, because like you said, I think Mann's original cut was like 3 something hours long. So you see the 90-minute version, half the movie is gone. Half of his vision of the movie's gone. But what we do get to see is just some incredibly stunning visuals, atmosphere like very few other movies. That score is incredible. The photography is so gorgeous. The sets are incredible. Like, there was so much artistry that went into this movie. and to think that like we've only seen half of it. Um, so but even then, that half of it, I think, is just such a man, like it's like a transcendental meditation. Um,
I knew we got the right guy for this episode.
but every time I watch it, and it looks gorgeous in 4K. Oh my god, the photography in 4K, the colors, the everything, the atmosphere is just so elevated. Um, yeah, it's incredibly dreamlike, and the fact that you you can tell there are parts that are missing, just sort of adds to that dreamlike quality, really, because dreams don't follow any kind of logic or storyline, you know?
Mhm.
So, um, yeah, I love it. I would love to see that 3-hour version. Michael Mann, has disowned it. He does not talk about it ever. The production of it was a nightmare.
A
They went
disaster.
Yeah, they went way over budget, way over schedule, and, I wonder how much of him disowning it is that the studio screwed him over so hard, and that we only saw half of it, and how much of it was does he kinda look back and go, "Man, I was just a little up my own ass on that one," I was a little, you know what I mean?
For sure.
But I would love to have a conversation with him just about the keep. Um, but, and it was one of those movies for the longest time. After VHS, it was just done. It
You
was
couldn't
trapped
find
on
it.
tape for years. It was, it was every convention you'd go to, if there were bootleg tables, that they always had the keep. And, just like last year, like out of
Mhm.
nowhere, here's not one but 2 4Ks for the keep. Like, that was wild. And, I'm glad that it's getting out there and that more people are experiencing it, whether they like it or not. It is an experience to watch that I think everybody should watch at least once.
I hope
Um,
I hope there's a reassessment of it, because I feel like it doesn't give I get the criticisms for this film, but I don't think that it gets the credit that it's due. Um, it's like a fragmented dream that we get, and
mhm.
unfortunately, I don't think it doesn't sound like we'll ever get the full director's cut. It sounds like because of some of the footage I don't know if it's entirely lost.
Well, that was gonna be my question because I remember when it was teased that
Mhm.
Vinegar Syndrome was gonna be putting this out, that was the big question. Everyone was like, "Oh, we're gonna get the Michael Mann his cut. It's happening." Of course, we saw what happened. Is the
Well,
original elements gone?
I think, unless Michael Mann has them, owns them, they're probably lost because, um, when Peter Bracke was researching his, the Crystal Lake Memories book, he got access to the Paramount vault. So he was in there looking at all
Mm.
these old Friday the 13th stuff, and he was like, some of the boxes were just kinda empty, and in some of the boxes were destroy orders, where, like, the footage had just been laying around for so long, and they're like, "Why? It's just taking up space. Destroy it." So,
Oh god.
this extra footage, because I mean, what the keep for Paramount was a huge loss. Why hold on to this footage for a movie that was a flop? Get rid of it.
Hmm.
So, that's probably, if they had that footage in the vaults at Paramount, it's probably long gone by now.
Hmm.
Terrible. Well, the other part that I noted was special effects supervisor. Is it Wally Beavers? He died.
Wally, yeah.
Did I pronounce it right? He passed away during production, and I can't help but wonder how much that maybe kind of held them back from what the full vision would have been in a way.
It did, because he died, and somebody else had to come in and complete those effects. And I don't think that, not that they weren't as good as Wally,
Mhm.
but Wally understood what Michael wanted, and this new guy didn't.
Mm.
So, like, the whole thing of, like, Molazar being just like in the beginning, he's just like fog.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, man wanted a lot more with that, and the guy was like, "I can't, like, you're just asking way too much. Like, this is way too much." So he ended up being just fog, just like a tornado of fog.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, man wanted, like, a nervous system with, like, firing neurons and, like, inside the fog, but he's like, "I can't. Come on, man." Like,
I could picture it.
yeah, like, I can't. Like, you're
Yeah.
crazy, man. You're asking way too much. And that was one of the criticisms from a lot of people, if they were critical at all of Michael Mann in the making of The Keep, was that he was asking too much of people. What he wanted, his vision for a lot of it was just you just couldn't do it. They could, with not just because of the time, because of the money, but because what he wanted was physically impossible to create.
It's the technology wasn't there yet for us to be able to do it.
Overly ambitious.
Extremely overly ambitious. So that's kind of why I wonder if Michael Mann looks back on this, and part of why he doesn't like it is he's like, yeah, it was maybe I was being a little pretentious. Maybe I was a little up my own ass too much on that one. So
It just would be so interesting because I was reading about some of the, I guess, the rumored lost content that didn't make it, obviously, or we didn't end up getting the actual cut that he was aiming for. But it just seems like the lore would have been fleshed out a lot more, and that Molzar would have been, I think, a little bit more like you would understand the backstory a little bit better. Just kind of like exactly, it's almost like a primordial force. I know, Jordan, you were talking about some of the scenes seemed a little bit shortened.
Yeah.
With like the romantic interest. I think that there was more of that, from my understanding, that got cut.
I think there was a lot more with just the Scott Glenn character that got
Mhm.
cut. A lot more background on him, and
That was kind of where I was like, I feel like I'm just expected to already know this guy, know so much about him, and be all for him, when he kind of just shows up and is this savior.
yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
What could have been.
What could have been, I know.
Yeah.
I'll be thinking about it tonight.
Man, now I kind of got to rewatch this movie.
In my dreams.
Be dreaming about Molazar.
Yeah.
The fog.
Dreaming about the fog. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Man. But Michael Mann, where do you guys put this in his filmography of films of your favorites?
Oh, top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know for me. I mean, Heat will always be my favorite.
I like Thief.
Yeah, I was gonna just
Yeah,
one of my favorites.
I mean, I love Thief as well. I love Manhunter. I think Collateral is a really underrated Michael Mann movie.
That's a good one.
Great movie.
Oh yeah, someone was just talking about that. Collateral.
The Insider is really. He's done some great stuff. He's like the crime thriller guy, but he's done a lot of stuff outside of crime thrillers, just strictly crime movies. And Heat 2 is happening with Christian Bale and Leonardo DiCaprio.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I think Michael Mann's like 90 years old, and he's about to make Heat 2.
Yeah. Hey, let him cook. See what he can do.
I mean, let him, keep it going, man.
This could be his magnum opus.
You guys don't like Last of the Mohicans?
Yeah, I remember, I was in some high school class, I don't remember, and, like, they were showing, like, they brought in, like, Last of the Mohicans as if it were like, "Okay, so you wanna learn about Native Americans? You gotta watch Last of the Mohicans." Um, and I remember I picked up the VHS and I was like, "Oh god," and I flipped around to the back and I was like, "Michael Mann directed this? I've gotta watch it now."
Yeah. Did it live up
But,
to your expectations?
I mean, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
good movie,
It's
yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis, yeah.
I haven't seen it
But,
in
yeah,
years.
I guess The Keep would probably be in the top 5. I mean, Heat, Thief, Manhunter, Collateral would be in there somewhere, and, yeah, probably The Keep would be up in there too.
It was Miami Vice.
You know what? I like his Miami Vice movie, even it's definitely not perfect, but, it's got some really great moments in it.
I gotta rewatch that. It's been years.
It's a little too long, it's a little too slow in parts, but there are some really great moments thrown in there.
I think it's hard to top the TV show for me.
Yeah.
I have such an attachment to that show.
Yeah, it's just a totally different vibe. I think that's what people thought they were getting with that one, like, it was gonna be,
Oh,
you
it's definitely
know,
not
and it's
that.
definitely not that.
Yeah.
Not at all. No.
Man.
Well, there it is, guys. There is how many films did we talk about tonight? Was it 6? I think it was 6.
I believe so.
Mm.
Dude.
6 films from 1983. So I had started to ask you guys after we talked about Videodrome. I said, let's wait it. But I want you guys to rank these 6 films
Ooh.
in terms of, let's do what are your favorites out of this list of your. I was going to do that were the most impactful for the year, but I think that might be asking a lot. So
Like a
let's,
power ranking? Is that what you're asking?
sure.
Okay.
You guys' opinion power ranking for the 6 films we talked about again. And then guys in the chat, if you guys want to, put your ranking too. The films we talked about was Videodrome, Deadly Spawn, Psycho 2, Sleepaway Camp, Christine, and The Keep.
Piz, you go first. You're the guest.
So we're just ranking according to what our favorites, or which ones we think are the best?
Let's go with let's keep it easy. Let's do your favorites because
Okay.
That one I think is going to be easiest.
Yeah. So my least favorite is definitely Deadly Spawn. So let's put that down at the bottom.
What? That's not your first, Piz? Come on now.
And my absolute favorite on this list, I'm torn between Sleepaway Camp and The Keep, but I'm gonna go Sleepaway Camp is number 1. I'm gonna go Keep is number 2. I'm gonna say Christine is number 3. Oh damn, this is tough.
Oh, it's getting all jumbled.
Yeah.
Psycho 2, Videodrome, and there you go. I think that was all of them. And it's unfortunate Videodrome is at the bottom of the list, but Videodrome, you got to be in a certain state of mind for video.
Yeah,
it's not at the bottom of the
true.
list. It's next to the last, but you gotta be, if we're talking about my favorites, the ones that I watch the most often, you gotta be in a vagina stomach kind of mind for Videodrome. And I'm so seldom in that mind. So, but I'm always in the mood for Sleepaway Camp and almost always in the mood for The Keep. So there you go. That's my 1 and 2 right there. And however else I ranked them, but I don't remember now.
All right, Steve.
Okay. I think at the top, I would have to put The Keep. It's number 1. I'm gonna say number 2 is gonna be Videodrome. 3. Oh, this is so tough. I would say Christine. 4 would be Sleepaway Camp. 5 would be Psycho 2, and 6 would be Deadly Spawn. Now, that's not to say that I think that there's like a drastic drop off. I would say from the first 5, I would say are all like really tough to rank. But
Yeah.
I think Deadly Spawn is like a little, it's just obviously it's a different type of movie.
Yeah.
Deadly Spawn is easily the worst. And then it gets, and then you get in the weeds with all the others. Like you're ranking some great movies that, I mean, all of them are great movies. You know,
I
which
think
one
it's
is
a
your favorite?
and it's almost a rewatchability because I feel
Right,
like with like
right,
Psycho 2, I would have to be in the right mood. It's still a
right.
top tier movie for me. I just wouldn't go back to that as often as say any of the 4 that I listed before it, to be honest.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
All right,
Uh,
Jordan, what is
Real
it?
quick, I just want to say what is going on, Jeff.
What's up, Jeff?
Thanks for stopping in and saying what's up. And real quick, lastly, before I rank these, um, we have Acres of Movies. I'm sorry, guys. Sleepaway Camp, worst by far. Uh, Christine and
That
Videodrome at top.
Okay,
that's gotta be a troll comment.
dude. I got a
Okay.
bad feeling about this.
With that being said, my number one is Sleepaway Camp by far. It is so much fun. It is, you have a good time when you watch the movie. It's a
Okay,
slasher, and I have a soft spot in my heart for slashers. So that's number one. Number two is Christine. That
okay.
was instant classic for me. Even
Mm.
like I said, I just watched it very recently. Loved that movie. Number three, I think we'll go with Psycho 2. That movie I think is phenomenal. I love the character study of Norman Bates in that movie and kind of his descent back into,
Was
you
that
know,
Christine?
I think so. See, I
Oh,
told
man.
you. Looking out my window. Okay.
Just
So
hear
what
an
did I
engine
say?
revving.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I have a story about a vehicle here after this. Steven knows what I'm going to say.
Oh boy.
We've got, what did I say? Sleepaway Camp, Christine, Psycho
Okay.
2.
Okay.
We'll do Deadly Spawn, The Keep, and then, or no. I'm sorry. What, I didn't know. Hold on. Sleepaway Camp, Christine, Psycho 2,
Okay.
Videodrome, The Keep, and then Deadly Spawn. That's where it's at. Okay. Sorry.
Wow.
I know you guys had like The Keep right up there, but for me right now, I'll rewatch it. Maybe I'll have a difference of opinion, but I think we kind of establish the gap. It's kind of like the first 5 are up here, and then
Totally.
Deadly Spawn just tanks right at the
Right.
bottom. So, the story, yes, I have
Thanks,
a
Chris. By the way, thanks again, Chris.
funny joke there, Chris.
Maybe
He's
he
over
never.
there.
Maybe he's like Dr. Oblivion. He never was.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah.
I never was.
just.
No, you said Christine, and I was like, geez, vehicles. I had a truck for the longest time, and one night went outside, and Steven, the buddies, they still, give me shit for this, but engine blew up in the middle of the night. Just yeah, ran outside, raging fire, going crazy. So I have a thing, a fear with cars. You never know. They could just.
Wow.
I had my own little
Insane.
Christine.
Wow.
She's pissed at me. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever find out what caused it? Could something have maybe climbed up in there and did something?
I think it was that it already was having some electrical issues. So, but I think honestly, because with especially, cars nowadays, they have constant current going through it at all times. So I feel like there was maybe wires that got frayed, some dry leaves got up, where it gets right at the below on the outside of the windshield, got in there, just it's gone. But anyways,
Damn.
Chris, that's my Christine story. So.
Luckily it happened
Terrifying.
then and not when you're like out on the highway going 60 miles an hour and it explodes.
Yeah, there would not be a movie den. So,
Dude, that got really dark really quickly.
hey, anyways, well, that's it, guys. That is the 6 films we were talking about tonight. I had a lot of fun.
Yes.
Piz, again, thank you so much for agreeing
thanks,
to
man.
come on. I hope you enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun with this, and unless you guys have nothing else you want to add to any of this, we'll go ahead and start closing it out. Piz, Floor is yours. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, promote whatever. Where can people find you? I'm sure most people here follow you, but you know what? Yeah, go for it.
Chris better never speak to me. Number one. Number two,
Oh my
I
God.
have Jeremy and my review of Scream 7 will be out tomorrow, so keep an eye on that. I'm going to be doing a new movies that made us show very soon with potentially one of the panelists here. I won't say who yet, but it's not Jordan.
Is it Chris?
Well, it was. Not anymore.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going to be doing a new movies that made us stream next week. And what else is going on? Just other random, silly stuff. That's just random silly stuff.
I'm here for it.
Hey, it's all you can ask for. Steve, what's going on with you?
Man, I think the only thing that we have coming up, I know we have an after hours episode that we're going to be working on here soon for Jordan, Chris, and I. That's the main thing that has all my focus for right now. Trying to think what else. Recently, we did an episode on 1991's Popcorn. Did a deep dive into that. That was a lot of fun. And trying to think what else. I think those are like the main things to promote right now. Just moving right along.
Nice.
There you
For me, yeah, for stuff that I have going on, not much, a lot of it was prepping for this. So now that this is through, hoping on Monday, my review for Arrow's Westworld, just got that in. So I need to check that out. That was another one I never seen. And, some of the subscribers were pushing me to watch it and check it out. So going to be watching that and,
Hell yeah.
checking that out. But I mean, other than that, just, same old, talking about movies and whatnot.
Did you get the Arrow? Hold on. Where'd that go? Did you get the Arrow Visitor release? Did you get Visitor?
People, I can't decide if I should. Should I get it?
You should.
Okay.
Oh,
But
okay.
you should watch my review first.
Okay.
And make your determination based on that. It's not going to be for everyone, but it's going to be for everyone who's crazy.
Okay, now I'm intrigued, man.
So me.
And if you're not crazy before you watch it, you will be crazy after.
Okay. I hear it looks great.
It looks good. There's some good extras on there. It sounds really good too, but it is it's a pretty it's out there.
Okay.
It's out there.
I'm here for it.
Now I've got to get it. So you kind of solidified my decision if I'm going to get it or not. So here we go.
Isn't there an Arrow 50% off sale right now?
I think MVD
yes,
isn't
there
it?
is. Yes, there is.
Okay.
MVD's doing one right now.
Well,
perfect. There it is. I'll have to grab it.
There you go.
That's it.
All right, guys. Well, that is it. That's a wrap on Fear by Year 1983. It's a lot of fun. Again, thank you so much for coming on. And for everyone in the chat, guys, thank you for stopping by and hanging out. And guys, we'll see you next time.
Long live the new Flash.
Long live the new Flash.
Mm-hmm.